Electric power demand is increasing continuously. Every year, new industries are coming up, cities are expanding, electric vehicles are on the rise, and data centers are growing rapidly. Because of all this, the burden on our transmission systems is getting heavier and heavier. But here comes the big problem. Even in developed countries, the existing transmission networks are becoming too weak to handle this ever-increasing demand. And when a transmission network becomes weak, what happens? Voltage fluctuations start appearing, power quality drops, transmission lines get overloaded, and sometimes consumers face unreliable supply. Now, think about this carefully. Building a completely new transmission line is not as easy as it sounds. It requires huge amounts of money. Land acquisition is tough. Right-of-way clearance creates problems. Environmental issues come up. Public objections happen. So, engineers started thinking, can we somehow increase the capability of the existing transmission system itself instead of building completely new lines? And that thinking gave birth to a revolutionary technology called Flexible AC Transmission System, or simply FACTS. Trust me, this topic is extremely important because modern power systems are heavily dependent on these devices. By the way, before moving ahead, tell me in the comments, according to you, what is the biggest challenge in modern transmission systems? Overloading, voltage instability, reactive power, or transmission losses? I really want to know your thoughts. Let's dive deeper into this fascinating topic. FACS stands for Flexible AC Transmission System. The word flexible is very important here. Traditional power systems were comparatively rigid. Their control systems were slow because they mainly depended on mechanical switching devices. But FACS devices changed the game completely. These technologies use high-speed thyristors for switching different transmission line components like capacitors, reactors, and phase-shifting transformers. And because thyristors operate very fast, the entire power system becomes much more controllable. You can think of conventional systems like an old manual car where gear changing takes time. But FACS devices are like modern automatic sports cars, which respond instantly. The main objective of FACS devices is to replace slow-acting mechanical controls with very fast electronic controls. Now, why is this important? Because power systems are continuously changing. Load changes every second. Voltage changes continuously. Power flow changes continuously. Fault conditions may suddenly occur. Mechanical controls are too slow to react properly to these changing conditions, so operators and designers are forced to keep large safety margins. In simple words, transmission lines are not utilized fully because engineers must play safe. But when fast electronic controls are used, these margins can be reduced safely, and the power transfer capability of the system increases significantly while still maintaining reliability and stability. This is one of the biggest advantages of FACS technology. Now let us understand the core concept behind FACS. We know that the power transfer between two interconnected systems through a tie line is given by the equation power transferred P equals voltage of first system V1 multiplied by voltage of second system V2 divided by line reactance X multiplied by sine delta. Here, delta represents the power angle difference between the two systems. This equation is extremely important because it reveals something very interesting. The power flow can be controlled by adjusting three key parameters. The first parameter is the voltage magnitude at both ends. The second is the reactance of the transmission line. And the third is the voltage angle difference between the systems. FACS devices are specially designed to control one or more of these parameters. In essence, FACS devices act like intelligent traffic controllers for electrical power flow. For example, if one transmission corridor becomes overloaded while another line is lightly loaded, FACS devices can redistribute the power flow smartly and efficiently. Amazing, right? Now, based on their operation, there are different types of FACS devices. The important ones discussed here are static VAR compensator or SVC, STATCON or STATCOM, Advanced Thyristor Controlled Series Compensation or ATCSC, and Thyristor Controlled Phase Shifting Transformer. In this video, We're going to understand all of them in detail. Now we come to one of the most important FACS devices called STATCON, also known as STATCOM or Static Synchronous Condenser. You can see the basic circuit on the screen. This device is based on GTO technology. GTO means Gate Turn-Off Thyristor. STATCON is called a Static Synchronous Condenser because its characteristics are similar to conventional synchronous condensers, but without moving parts, and that is a huge advantage, because moving parts mean maintenance. Moving parts mean wear and tear. Moving parts mean mechanical losses. STATCON avoids all these problems. Now let us understand its construction carefully. The basic elements of a voltage source inverter-based STATCON are an inverter, a DC capacitor, and a transformer connected to the transmission line. The voltage source inverter converts DC voltage into AC voltage, and this conversion is generally done using PWM inverter operation. PWM means pulse width modulation. The inverter produces a balanced set of 3 quasi-square voltage waveforms. These are generated by connecting the DC source sequentially to the inverter output terminals. The 3-phase AC voltage generated by the inverter is synchronized with the AC transmission line through a small tie reactance. Usually, this reactance is actually the leakage reactance of the transformer. Now comes the most important operating principle. Listen carefully, because this concept is extremely important. When the inverter output voltage becomes higher than the system line voltage, the STATCON behaves like a capacitor. And when it behaves like a capacitor, it generates reactive VARs. That means it supplies reactive power to the system. But when the inverter voltage becomes lower than the system voltage, the STATCON behaves like an inductor. And in this condition, it absorbs reactive VARs from the system. So basically, by controlling inverter voltage magnitude, we can control reactive power flow. This is brilliant engineering. Now many students get confused here. They ask, "Sir, what is the role of the capacitor then?" Very important question. The capacitor does not actively generate reactive power. Its main job is to maintain smooth DC voltage while carrying ripple current drawn by the inverter. So the capacitor mainly supports inverter operation. Now another important thing. To control reactive current, the magnitude of DC voltage is adjusted by controlling the phase angle of inverter output voltage, and the STATCON current is maintained perpendicular to system voltage. This perpendicular relationship is maintained using a STATCON coordinator. Now let us compare STATCON with SVC, because this comparison is frequently asked in exams and interviews. In SVC devices, the current injected into the system depends upon system voltage. But in STATCON, the current is almost independent of system voltage, and that is why STATCON performs much better during low voltage conditions. This is a major advantage. Now, where are STATCON devices used? They are widely used in distribution systems, and they provide several advantages. They improve steady-state loadability of transmission lines. Voltage rise caused by capacitor switching gets substantially reduced both in magnitude and duration. Voltage variations due to customer loading are also reduced significantly. However, there is one disadvantage. STATCON is more expensive than switched capacitors or conventional static VAR compensators on a per-unit MVA basis. But despite higher cost, its superior performance makes it extremely valuable in modern power systems. By the way, let me ask you something. If you had to choose between low cost and high performance for critical power systems, what would you choose? Tell me in the comments. Now let us move to another important FACS device called Advanced Thyristor Controlled Series Compensation, or ATCSC. You can see the arrangement on the screen. The concept here is somewhat similar to improving an SVC into a STATCON using GTO technology. In the same way, a controlled series compensator can be upgraded into ATCSC using a voltage-driven GTO converter. In this system, the GTO converter is connected in series with the transmission line. Here comes the interesting operating principle. The line current is maintained perpendicular to the injected voltage using an ATCSC coordinator. This coordinator forms a crucial part of the overall control scheme. Now, why is series compensation important? Remember our power transfer equation. If line reactance decreases, power transfer capability increases. ATCSC helps by dynamically controlling the effective line reactance. This means power transfer capability and system stability are both improved. You can think of it like widening a highway lane exactly when traffic becomes heavy. That is essentially what series compensation does. Electrically, with ATCSC, the power grid becomes more flexible and reliable, adapting in real time to the changing demands of electricity flow. Now we come to another fascinating FACS device called the Thyristor controlled phase shifting transformer, also known as a phase angle regulator. This system consists mainly of a shunt transformer and a boosting transformer inserted directly into the transmission line. You can see the arrangement and phasor diagram on the screen. Let's break down the principle. The injected voltage is maintained perpendicular to the terminal voltage, and its magnitude is controlled using the Thyristor converter. The reactive power needed to generate this injected voltage is transmitted through the shunt transformer and the Thyristor converter to the boosting transformer. Why is this device so important? Because it controls power flow by controlling the phase angle difference across the line. Remember our power equation. Power transferred depends on the sign of the angle delta. If we can control delta, we can control the power flow. And that's exactly what phase shifting transformers do. Imagine two parallel transmission lines. One may become overloaded while the other remains lightly loaded. With phase shifting transformers, power can be intelligently redistributed between the lines, improving overall system utilization and reducing the risk of overloading. It's an extremely smart and effective technology that plays a crucial role in modern power grids. Now, after understanding all these devices, let us discuss why FACS technology became such a revolutionary development in power systems. FACS devices provide fast controllability. They improve voltage profile. They increase transmission capability. They improve transient stability. They reduce power oscillations. They enhance reliability. They improve system utilization without constructing completely new transmission lines. And perhaps the biggest advantage is that existing transmission infrastructure can be utilized much more efficiently. That is extremely important in today's world because constructing new transmission corridors is becoming increasingly difficult. Modern smart grids heavily depend on these concepts. And with renewable energy integration increasing rapidly, FACS devices are becoming even more important because renewable sources create fluctuating power conditions. Let us simplify everything with one final analogy. Think of the transmission network as a city road network. Voltage is like road pressure, current is like traffic flow, reactance is like road resistance or narrowness, power angle is like traffic direction coordination. Now FACS devices act like intelligent AI-based traffic controllers. Sometimes they widen roads, sometimes they redirect traffic, sometimes they smooth traffic flow, sometimes they stabilize congestion. And they do all this extremely fast using power electronics. That is why FACS technology transformed modern power systems. So today we understood the complete concept of flexible AC transmission system, or FACS. We discussed why FACS became necessary, how it controls power flow, and how devices like STATCON, ATCSC, and Thyristor-controlled phase-shifting transformers operate. This topic is extremely important for power system engineering, competitive exams, interviews, and practical industrial applications. Now I want you to answer this in the comments. Which FACS device did you find most interesting and why? Also, tell me whether you want a separate detailed video on STATCOM operation, PWM inverter working, or phase-shifting transformers. If this video helped you understand the topic properly, then do support the channel by pressing the like button, sharing the video with your friends, and subscribing to the channel Electrology. And if you really want to support the channel further, you can use the thanks button below the video. There is also a join button through which you can become a channel member and directly support the creation of more detailed electrical engineering content like this. Your support genuinely helps in keeping these technical educational videos coming regularly. See you in the next video.